Yo, Tap In Radio.
With one tap, you're in. Only on Tap In Radio.
Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the after election Teachers Lounge episode. This is a very fickle microphone. Yes. So thank you guys for joining us here in the Teachers Lounge on Tap In Radio. You could have been anywhere, but you are most likely home watching the television to see what the fuck is happening with this election. Yo.
Yeah, watch it.
Yo.
What the fuck going on, son?
Yo.
They in the house talking to nobody, talking to themselves, going crazy.
Yo.
Like,
It's,
the funniest shit ever.
but it's not even like ha funny. It's just like,
Is it?
Like-
Because I'm like, why not laugh? Like, it's like waiting for, it's like having an STD and just waiting for the doctor to tell you which one.
yeah.
That's
Surprise, you have all of them.
I'm like, oh, we don't have a cure for this yet.
This one or that one. Like, this is actually still new.
Yeah.
So,
In fact, we want to take some more samples.
Yeah.
So it's that bad. You know what's the most uncomfortable thing about it? Like, you want to talk about it to certain people, but you don't really know what their stances are.
whew, talk about that.
So you kind of like tiptoe around it and try to see what, how they feel about the situation before you like say something.
Yeah.
But at this point, who cares?
I mean, I care.
I mean, I don't care what anybody thinks.
Oh, you thought, oh.
I'm like,
I care about the outcome.
I mean, I care, but I don't care.
I care.
Because, I mean, let's be real. When have we ever had an upstanding president?
You don't think Barack Obama was like, he tried his best. He tried his best.
He got some head while he was president. That was the most gangster.
I'm talking about that benefited us.
There will never be a president. Well, you know what?
Well, I mean,
Can we get into our disclosure, like, before we... Like,
so,
That had nothing to do with school.
the legal,
Legal
all right,
stuff.
legal stuff. We do not represent the opinions of our school district, our past school districts, or any future school district, or any present school district. Our thoughts and opinions are our own. They are from our own experiences, okay? If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or issues, please reach out to your superintendent or your board of education, your PTA in your district. Because we don't want to hear about it.
basically.
Okay.
Basically.
So, just deal with it the best way you can.
Pray about it.
Vote about it.
Hello.
How about that?
Have I? Yeah.
Okay.
Vote about it. Yeah. Yo. So, last night, like, we were on the phone very shortly.
Yes,
One of my
briefly.
friends called me from Florida, so I was on the phone with her for like literally like 3 hours. Like, it was a good time catching up. But I was looking at the TV, and I looked down. So what is it? Electoral
College.
college. So I look down, and like 1 minute, Biden is like super in the lead. I look down, literally 5 minutes. I look back up, and like he's right there, like neck and neck. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, what?
Well, I
happened?
mean, the Electoral College was made to support the slave masters.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Do you think the Electoral College was created
I'm still
to
trying
protect minorities?
I mean, none of this is in the best interest
No,
of
not
minorities.
at all. So that's
I
why
mean,
I'm like, we
just
damned if we do.
as a whole grouping, none of it is in our best interest. And it's just like, well, the black vote, you do your damnedest to suppress the black vote.
Mm-hmm.
Like, absolutely work hard as hell to suppress the black vote. So, like, get out of here. But was a night that I wish I was drinking alcohol last night. I did not have any on deck, but last night was definitely a wine night.
I went to sleep pretty early. I kind of had a good night. I'm not letting this shit stress me out. You know how many more presidential elections we gonna live through?
May live through shit.
Look.
They were boarding stores and everything, and like today is kind of, I don't know if I would qualify it as the calm before the storm because we still don't know.
Part of the storm was yesterday. I told you I went to Costco and it was anarchy.
Oh yeah,
it was anarchy.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
I thought they were. I'm like, what is happening?
They're getting ready,
and it was insane.
They're getting ready.
It was insane. The
They're
supermarkets was a bit busy yesterday too, and I was like, but then I went today, empty. Wasn't nobody in there.
Oh, you went doing your lunch break?
I did. There was nobody in there.
Good.
A couple of old people. But the Costco I went to doesn't have a liquor license.
Oh.
The one I usually go to does, so that probably has something to do with why that one was a little bit.
Yeah, everybody was drinking last night.
We're preparing for.
Everybody was drinking last night.
It was
But he said I stayed up until 12 and gave the hell up.
And then went to bed. Yeah, what y'all waiting out for? Like,
yeah, I went to bed like 1:30. I went to bed at like 1:30. Yeah, I was up like something has to give, and they're still counting the ballots in the other states today, and he's like trying to not have the ballots count.
Yes, he's going to the Supreme Court.
It's just like whoa, because he's a scammer. That's all that I can say.
I mean, that's who they voting for. So, I mean, it's whatever.
Like, I was talking.
And like you said, you went out to Route 18.
Oh,
and
yeah. I saw the trumpets. That's what I like to call them.
There are these Trump supporters on Route 18. Now, mind you, Route 18 is like 22.
It is like 20. It's
just
exactly like 22.
So, like, cars are just
flying. So, tractor trailers. Like,
it was like 40 degrees. And, on the highway, it's cold
as hell.
And they sitting on the side of the highway waving Trump flags.
But they're not even, the way that they're situated, they're not even in a safe part of the curb. They're like on the curb.
Yeah, because the businesses was probably like, nope.
I didn't even think about that.
Nope.
Like I didn't
nope.
One wrong turn
or one hubcap. People still have hubcaps? I don't think so. Something. Whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen a hubcap in years. Who knows?
That's a good question.
But one rock could easily just bling.
I'm trying to tell you.
But they were on the highway. Like, they weren't like back, like there was grass.
Yeah,
and
like grass, curb, asphalt. They were right there. And when I went, it's like right now, like nighttime. It's like you can't. Those Trump flags don't glow in the dark, my G. So like if they hit your ass, it's just a wrap.
They was out there. I'm like, wow, like
it's ridiculous. But
but what does that do? Like, what do they expect to happen? Like, somebody's gonna say, you know what? Yeah.
Well, I really like what this has, and I've seen a couple posts about it from like different media influencers and just newscasters. The moral compass. And I put this on my own personal Instagram. Like, the moral compass of this country is askew. Because it's telling you, like, you're willing to accept so much fuck shit. Like, children being separated from their families, blatant racism, and, like, murder of black people in the streets. Like, blood literally running in the streets. You're willing to accept that. And not only, we have, 200 million cases of COVID? People are dying, family members are dying, and y'all still voted for this nigga? Still!
Some people voted because of that stimulus check. Some people just find them funny. Some people like, I'd rather stick with the evil I know than evil.
The evil you
they done pulled in rappers to to influence us. That right there, I was like, I'm done.
But here's the thing, though.
Rapper.
Here's the thing. And the message that sends is that you or he or whomever believes that we look to our entertainers as our leaders.
Absolutely.
Which is such not the case.
Not at all.
It's not the case.
They do nothing for us. They don't come to our page and wish us happy birthdays on our birthdays.
You know what?
They don't do any of that.
Who was that? Was that ASAP Rocky who was talking big shit and then he got what was that? He got he didn't get quarantined in a different country, but like he got locked up.
Yeah, Trump
got him out.
Kardashian and Trump got him.
So he was talking all this shit like, oh well, the black, like I don't relate to the black experience.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then his ass was over in like Greece, not even Greece. I don't remember where he was, but he was over there stuck. And if you ain't hear nobody saying like free ASAP, oh, remember you don't relate to the black experience. So now you'll have the black experience in another country where they don't respect black people at all. And it's just like in relation to racism in America, in relation to racism outside of America, is leaps and bounds different. Mm-hmm. Like leaps and bounds different.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know what I would have done if Ice Cube and Lil Wayne and
Ice Cube not with him.
and all. I don't. Is the point? Is like, who cares what they think? They don't speak for us.
They don't.
They don't speak for me.
They
It's
don't.
just- it's just like who like when Steve Harvey talks about relationships, he doesn't speak for black people.
And yeah,
He's just speaking, I guess, of his own experience. He does not speak for the black love experience. Like,
No.
I don't look to him
he
for a
married
relationship.
his mistress. He married his mistress, and she was like engaged. She was with a dude who got locked up, and then she got with his brother, and then Steve Harvey came along.
It's about the entanglement.
Entanglement.
But what I'm saying is, they don't speak for me.
No.
They don't speak for me.
No.
At all.
But this base seems to believe that, oh well, the entertainers will influence them, and it's like the entertainers to which they select at that. It's like, who the fuck is following them?
Yeah.
That nigga said, "Come to the stage, little pimp."
Who?
Little Pump.
I don't know who that is.
He got a song called White Iverson. Then he just did the Budweiser commercial. You'll know when you see him, but the funny shit that nigga said, "Come to the stage, my good friend, little pimp."
Yep. Said his name wrong. And it's just like you still got up there and shuck and jive like a freaking.
Shucking and a jiving, boss. Yes, a boss. Yes, a boss, sir. Yeah, I get right to it. Gets right on it, boss. Eyes on it, boss. That's the gun line, boss.
Please. I just, it's annoying. It's annoying. And I was talking to one of my coworkers today. She's like a supervisor, so I might as well call her like my supervisor now. And it was just like, well, how you doing? Like, how are you doing? And she's just like, I'm all right. How are you doing? It's like that
Before the
like.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's in charge of doing the observations for the department now. And there was a document that was supposed to, the pre-observation form, right? Mm-hmm. That's supposed to be sent out and you complete it. So it wasn't sent out. And like automatically I thought to myself like, okay, so this wasn't sent out. And I know why it wasn't sent out, because she was not oriented to what needs to be done. No one gave her the foundation that she needed to help her be successful, right? So we're talking like this is all in my mind.
Did you watch that video I sent you?
No, I didn't watch no video.
You see what I'm saying? You give people homework and they don't do it.
No.
That's all right.
Because I was like,
Go ahead. Sorry.
you know my situation. But so I'm like, she didn't get oriented. So she's talking to me, and she was like, oh, I didn't, I was supposed to send out the form, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I was like, I was feeling like you didn't get oriented to what you were supposed to be doing, because I know you would have sent that out had you known. And she was just like, of course I didn't get oriented. No way did they tell me this is what I was supposed to be doing. She's a black woman. Mm-hmm. She's like, no way did they tell me this is what I was supposed to be doing, and this is how the process goes. She says, but I am expected to not make mistakes as a black woman. Mm-hmm. I cannot afford to make a mistake, because anybody else, like, we all make mistakes, and anybody else can make a mistake, and it's just like, oh, you made a mistake, it's okay. But then it's like, when she makes a mistake, it's like, oh, well, you didn't know mm-hmm. that you weren't supposed to do that? I thought you knew. How? Who would have told me this information? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I don't know. So we talked about that, and we talked about, like, how she had to teach one of her colleagues, who is a supporter of the other, about what's right and what's wrong. And I brought it up to her, and I was just like, well, why does it always fall upon us as black people, specifically as black women, to sit up here and correct grown people? Like, why does that fall upon us?
Because we're the only ones willing to do it. Let's be honest. When somebody does some fuck shit, and you see them do some fuck shit, everybody's just like,
Right. But
nobody stops them. Nobody corrects them.
But
They're
here's
just like,
the thing.
Oh.
Well,
but we step in and we're like, excuse me.
You're
not supposed to be doing that, right?
Yeah. But Karens exist. Karens are busy policing the streets and, like, parks and lemonade stands and Starbuckses. They're busy doing whatever. So, like, where are those teachable moments? Like,
well, the Karens I've been seeing been getting slapped around by black women. They were okay, I guess, checking black men and all the other. Mm-hmm. But the ones I've seen approaching black women have been getting slapped, swapped. Some Spanish women too. They've been getting slapped, swapped, choked. I just saw one get choked out a few minutes ago, and they were old. They were like 60 something. How mama out there choking, and he all like, come on, Pearl, trying to pull her off of her. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
So
I didn't see that.
They are stepping outside of their bounds. You know how video games, you have boundaries.
Yeah.
They're glitching outside of their bounds.
Flag on the play.
Slap back in.
No.
Because just don't nobody got time for that.
I
guess some people, I don't know. Some people are fine living in a bubble of errors, and I guess because for them, they make an error, life is going to be fine.
Right.
But
there's no consequence.
If their error affects us, which it generally always does, we have to say something. That's why. Because we're negatively affected by this shit that is not done properly. Mm-hmm. Some way, somehow, it trickles back to us. So we got to check somebody. I mean, is it annoying? Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Who wants to be bothered with that?
Nobody. I'm going to say, as I'm growing into my black woman adulthood, you know what I mean? It's just like my perspective on certain things, obviously the scope is broadening. And it's like, you know what? I could sit up here and, like, give you a whole teachable moment type shit. But it's just like, how many people have you passed before and no one has said anything to you about it? Or it's just like, and it falls upon me now? It falls upon me to teach you, another grown person, that this is not, or this is the way life is?
I don't anymore. It's too tiring. It's too draining. It's energy draining. Succubuses, vampires.
Yeah,
if it doesn't affect me, I don't care. Like, if I see you walking into the middle of the street and don't look both ways, You belong to that street now. You literally belong to the streets. I'm not like, hey, guy. Who am I to tell you how to live your life? It's not my job to tell you how to vote. It's not my job to tell you to vote.
Of course.
It's not my job to tell you how to raise your children. It's not my job to tell you how to cook, clean, none of that stuff. If you want to live in filth, if you want to eat food off the floor, if you don't want to get your children vaccinated, if you want to get your children vaccinated, I don't care. I do not care. I can't care anymore. Why should I care so much about what you're doing? You ain't worried about me.
I mean, they're worried about you for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reasons. But
They're worried about your hair. Like, why is your hair like that?
Yes. How did you get it like that? It just grew like that.
Your hair.
Yeah. So if you could spend that much energy worried about what I'm doing, go right ahead.
No.
Go right
No.
ahead.
I just...
I'm tired of checking people.
Yeah.
I am tired. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just throw low-key shots now. Like, if somebody send me a fuck shit email, I'll throw a shot back in it and answer it. Oh, hey, thanks for sending me this email. I'm glad that you understood da-da-da-da. In the future, try not to do this, and we'll be cool. Send.
Have a great
Passive
day.
aggressiveness.
Have a great day.
Have a day. Fuck your great day. Have a day. I'm wishing you well.
I could wish you well. Like,
I wish you just go.
I wish you well.
I wish you just
I
go
wish
on.
you well.
I wish you a day. That's what I'm going to say.
No, I wish, like, hey, I wish you well.
No, they don't wish you well.
But I wish you well. Like,
I wish you would.
Well. No, I wish you
I don't
well.
wish you well.
I wish you well.
You can go wish upon a well,
No.
but I
Hey, I wish you well.
be gone.
Be gone.
There you go. That's
Like,
gonna be
no.
my new tag.
Boop.
Be gone.
Boop. Like, go ahead. Do your thing.
I begat you. You begat him. Now be gone. Be
Well,
gone.
respect begets respect. As it relates to, like, the egregious emails that, like, every...
And in this pandemic, it is all day. Like, it's all day.
But you're not CC'd. You're not CC'd on them shits, though.
I am if it's like from school counselors.
No, I can guarantee you. Well,
Yeah,
No.
it gets to me like
I am CC'd on every freaking email, like every single email. Hi, Jamie. I noticed that you weren't in pre-calculus class today. I hope everything is all right. Why are you CCing me on this? Like, I'm not going to engage to, like...
I
but,
CC the counselors though.
Like,
I CC the counselors.
so you understand what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
but I CC you so you
Like,
know.
And
I don't want to hear
on my side,
nothing.
on my side, I'm looking at this like, why the fuck?
Nothing. You just
CC'd.
go drag it into the little folder
On
and then
this
move on
like,
with your
no,
life.
not
That's
like,
all. But
no.
I CC everybody. I CC guidance counselor if they have a child study team. I CC
No.
every single person on these emails because one, I want you to see this nonsense that's being emailed to me.
No.
Two, I want you to see how I answered this nonsense. And I don't want to get that little ridiculous email like,
No.
did
So-
such and such do the work? Clearly, you can see they didn't do the work. I sent you out an email and CC'd you on it.
Nope.
So
No.
I'm tired of. I don't even call parents anymore. I just send them an email.
I was just about to, bro, I was just about to say that shit. Like, on my end, and this is where I stand on different sides of the fence as it relates to, like, the teachers. Because I'll get an email from a teacher, and it's just like, hey, can you reach out to this parent? The student is failing my class.
No.
So what was the parent's response when you called them? Oh, I didn't call them. So why the fuck are you emailing me if you didn't call them first?
Did you say that to her?
I said, so you're telling me that the parent didn't respond to your phone call? oh no, the parent um, didn't respond to the Zoom meeting, and I don't want to give out my phone number, so I didn't call because I don't want them to have my phone number. So once again, I'm not I'm not hearing what the problem is because Google has phone numbers
Yes, they
that
do.
you can use for gratis. Okay, so now you're telling me that you want me to be your secretary. No, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do it. Not gonna call. Not gonna call because you're the first person. You're the first person. Oh well, I sent the parent it. Same thing.
Send
I
the
sent
email.
Send the parent an email. Okay, well you sent them an email.
That's
If
contact.
if that's the furthest you want to go with it, then boom. But
That's
like
where this go.
call home. And I had one teacher. She was like, I've been teaching for X and Y and Z amount of years at this one particular school. I've been teaching here for like over 15 years, and I've never called home. So you've never, ever, ever called home?
That's impressive. I like that.
Get the fuck out of here.
I like to strive to that.
Nah, no. Because when I call home, so the way it comes to me is, hey, Jada has all these F's in these classes. Jada has all these F's. All right, I'll call home. It's been brought to my attention that the student is failing literally everything. So I'll call, hey, can I speak to Jada's parents? Hi, this is Jada's parents, blah, 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 blah. I'm Miss Gore, da, 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 da. Are you aware that Jada's failing everything? No one ever called me this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Do you not log into the parent portal and look at your child's grades?
And I'm like, I asked that question too. Like, have you
That's that bullshit too. I don't agree with that shit. They need to change that shit.
like
Look,
have you
your children are young.
But just
No, there's your kids are young, so I understand that calling the younger kids because this is a very different.
I'm talking about that portal shit with the grades and shit.
High school. Check your kids' grades.
Yes. The parent portal is
Check your kids'
essential.
grades. Now, if you're checking grades and there aren't any grades in there, that's an issue, and you should raise that.
Do you get any emails from parents? Like, do they respond back to you?
All the time.
They do?
Yeah.
Like,
The only ones who don't respond are generally who are English isn't their first language.
okay.
So they'll probably reach out to one of the guidance counselors or something who speak, and then that guidance counselor will say, "Hey, I have to do a third party with those particular." But man, they send me emails right almost immediately back. Almost immediately.
I prefer to call. Like, if I had to choose between emailing or calling a parent, it's just like it's too much for me to type. So like I have to call them to talk about what I need to talk
and
about.
I say, "Hey, I'm such and such's teacher, concerned about their grade. When are you available to talk?" I get better response from that because when I call, they don't answer anyway. Nobody answers, one, because they either don't recognize the phone number or they don't have their phone on or it's on vibrate, so I'm going to voicemail, which is and or full, or they don't check it anyway. So I find that when I send an email and they, teacher called, they'll hit me back.
No.
So, I mean, it's just the same email to every parent. All I do is just copy and paste it. I mean, seriously.
I understand. No, I understand. I call and I leave a voicemail, and then if it's like super, super urgent, like I need to talk to you like right now, I'll send them a text message. And I'll be like, hey, Mr. or Miss whoever, this is, from whatever department and this high school, and I need to get in contact you regarding your son or daughter. Please give me a call back at this number. And they'll text me back and they'll say, okay, and they'll call me right back. So like, it's like, hey, because the number that I have is a 973 number. So like, of course, they're not going to know what it is. So I'll call, they'll answer, and I'll state who I am. If they don't answer, I'll leave it on a voicemail. And thus far, I've been getting a lot of callbacks, and even in my previous district, I would call, they wouldn't answer, send them a text message, they call me right back. So it's just like, this is who I am. I'm not a scammer or whatever. But because I go into so much detail when I'm on the phone with the parent. Everything that I want to talk about, I cannot send it all in the email.
Oh no, I wouldn't send that all in an
I
email.
can't-
It's too personal.
It's like
anyway.
I cannot. It's like because I go through their grade book, I go through their attendance, I go through what assignments they're missing if they inquire about it. So grade book, assignments, class attendance, overall attendance, and then like what steps they need to take to get to where they need to be. There's no way in hell I could type that shit up. There's no way.
No, I wouldn't type. Like I said, I send them an email. Please let me know when you're available to talk, because your kid's not handing in any work. And then it's always the same response. What?
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
It's not the first time you're seeing of it, because it's clearly I stay up to date with my grades. At most, I'm usually like 1 or 2 assignments behind, but
I appreciate you.
I update grades weekly.
I appreciate that kind of valor as it relates
and
to
the important grades. Like you may not see like each individual class assignment because it's cumbersome, but project, assessment, test grades go in immediately because they weigh the most.
That's good. And you can see it in real time in grade book. Y'all use Genesis?
We use something called real time.
Real time?
It's so antiquated. It's
worse than
it is worse.
Oh,
I don't even want to talk about it. It's
okay, I'm not gonna go there.
It's horrible.
No.
But still, parents are all going to see the grades. What kills me is the ones who say, "Oh yeah, I saw that." Oh, no, okay. So,
and
can you tell me what happened after you saw that he was failing my class?
Like nothing.
Because
nothing happened.
You
called my house, and here we are.
Yeah, he's still failing.
Yeah.
So,
oh well, do they hit you with the? Well, do they need that class?
oh no, they don't say that.
Oh, that's polite.
They don't say that. They are serious about their GPAs. And then I'm like, yeah.
That's polite because you ain't get hit with the. Oh well, they don't. They told me they don't need that class anyway towards graduation. So.
Oh, okay, bye.
It's like, oh, okay. So, do you know that they're still under credits though? What you mean? Oh, so let me tell you about how credits work, and then I'll get into the whole spiel, and they're like, I'm gonna talk to her right now.
The fact that you don't care that your kid is failing a class, like, what am I supposed to do with that? Because that trickles into the attitude of the student.
Have you ever gotten an F before? Like, have you ever gotten an F on your report card?
No.
Me neither.
I have gotten a D.
I've gotten D's.
And I didn't get a D again, but I gotten a D. Yeah, I had some D's,
No.
but they didn't, like, it happened in like second cycle. It didn't happen third and fourth. But
No.
but that was not acceptable. I could never say, well, I don't need that class to my parents. That was not a conversation that was going to happen.
No.
Ever.
No.
So, like, if my son was like, I don't even need that class to graduate. You need it if you still need this roof over your head.
Okay.
All you have to do is go to school.
You got one job.
That's all you got. That's all you got.
No.
That's all you got.
I got D's. Like, believe it or believe it.
I believe
can't
it
say
now.
Believe it or not.
The more I've gotten to know you, I believe it.
Shade.
A lot. Actually,
Shade.
very shady.
Shade.
In fact, it got dark.
Shade.
Like,
full of shade.
I was rooting for you. I thought she was like a scholar, all this, and she said, just because I wear glasses doesn't mean. Remember that whole conversation, babe?
Yeah.
So
You hung out with the cool kids. That's good.
yeah, she said, just because I wear glasses doesn't mean I'm a nerd. That's what she said.
Yeah. So I used to be like in middle school. I was like a DC student.
Jesus.
Like DC.
What were you doing in school?
We didn't have teachers at my school. So it's just like I passed. I never got any Fs. And like education at that school was not
Priority.
correct.
Got it.
So
Got it.
when I transferred to the high school, I still had that same like mentality because I didn't know how to study. I didn't know any of that. I did not have those life skills at that time. So I got my first report card because my mom moved me to a different district, and so predominantly white school, like a peppering of black students, and the rigor was just hard. It was hard because I came from a district that like.
But you see what happens to our children?
Right.
This happens to our children.
So
all the time.
all the time. All the time. I'm sitting in these classes. I'm not understanding the work. Like, it's hard for me. I don't know how to study. And I'm just, like, failing, but passing because it's a D. And my mom was just like, listen, you're going to need to improve this shit because we moved out here not for your ass to fail. So make it work. And I'm just like,
how?
Like, I don't know how to do that, but okay.
Our kids fall behind.
Don't know how to do it.
Our children all the time.
Don't know how to do it.
I went like 7th and 8th grade without a math teacher. Do you
Same.
understand how
6th and
hard
7th grade.
algebra was? Like,
Girl.
oh my! I was like, what's that? What do you mean variable? Tell that shit to be still. What the fuck you talking about? It changes. No, it doesn't. That shit was like, motherfucker. Are you kidding me? Variables? No, 1 is 1. Make it 1.
As soon as they introduce alphabets into math,
Yes. I was like,
I'm out.
mm-mm.
I'm out.
Nope, we not doing it like that. I did better in trigonometry.
I never made it to trigonometry.
I did better with shapes and geometry. I made it. Yeah, geometry and trigonometry were fine, but algebra, I was like,
Yeah, algebra.
y'all niggas trip.
It's like it's word.
It was like,
word. It's
why do I need to find that? When will I be looking for X?
And you know what always got me? Like, this new math now.
Oh.
But, like, you know, it's inside the parentheses and shit, and you do all of that.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Yeah. PIMDOS. So you do all of that, and it's like one whole page worth of math, only for that shit to equal 0. It's like, how? Like,
Math was just like,
yo, math is a dirty whore. And like, she is.
I mean, it really makes a difference the type of teacher you have. Like, if your teacher just sucks,
Or you don't have him.
or that. Like, when I got to high school, I ended up with she was intense, but she was a good teacher. I'll say that much. She was a good teacher. And she didn't give up on you. That's one thing. Like, she didn't give up on you. You know, some staff teachers be like, I just can't teach this kid.
No.
She didn't give up on me.
No.
But it was not my favorite subject at all. Science was actually my favorite subject.
Mine too.
You know.
Mine too. And like, I got lost.
And history.
Yeah.
I love history.
Well, English.
Well, real history.
English is my shit. Like, I love English.
I just did what I had to do.
Like,
if we got the debate, yeah. If I had to write about the debate,
oh no. Like, no. English is my shit.
but
English. Science was my favorite too, but once, because I didn't have the math foundation, I didn't have a strong math foundation. So once it started to get more like math heavy, I became lost in it.
Oh.
I just now,
again, I had a good teacher. So.
Yeah, as far as doing like the experiments and stuff, I could follow that. Like,
yeah, because that's that hands-on. You getting your hands in it. I can see what's happening. I pour this baking soda in here and this happens.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I poke
like,
that and that happens. But
yeah,
me writing numbers. What's happening?
yeah.
Like, when am I gonna be at the grocery store? And I'm like, hold up. Move 5 over. Divide by. Hold up. Nah. You trying to tell me eggs is how? No. All right. Hold up. We about to write this equation out. Never.
Or
never.
the periodic table. Like, do you remember all the periodic tables?
Do I remember all of them? No, I don't remember all of them. But I remember how it works. Like, if you were to put it in front of me, I could explain it off the top of my head.
Yeah. So
but I mean, unless you were going into like pharmaceuticals or like some sort of science.
Just basic science for periodic tables. Like.
No, I mean, like, it's not something you're gonna remember unless you get into that.
Let me tell you.
That field.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't have a problem with it.
I felt like a G once I learned all the periodic tables,
Who needs to know all of them though?
it was just like, yo, helium, oxygen, like nitrogen. Like I knew all of it.
Oh,
Knew
Lord.
it all. Knew it all. And then like after biology and chemistry, because you only have 3 years of science. After
that's
that,
it.
it's just
It's
like,
over.
and then
over.
it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone forever.
Yeah.
Oh, But in math, I had the same grade all my life. I've only gotten a B one time in math in my whole high school career. Like once. And that was 11th grade. Like I made honor roll. I made honor roll one time.
It's my weekend. I mean, I got by. I got by. I got by.
No.
But college, not having the math skills really affected me.
Were
But
you
I-
in basic math?
I don't know. I was a computer science major. I had to take calculus. I had to take physics. I had to take discrete math,
Ew.
statistics. I
Ew.
had to take a lot of math.
Ew.
But see, those maths, actually discrete math wasn't as bad as calculus was like. I was like, what?
So you're like a mathematical genius?
I'm a
That's what you're
mathematical not-ish.
saying? Like, that's what you're saying?
No.
Because that's what I'm hearing.
You heard wrong.
That's because you're talking about these explicit maths, like calculus.
Yeah, and I also had to take English, history, French, computer science. What about all that? Gym?
Like,
Oh, no, I took weight room.
yeah, I had to
But
take
elective,
gym, too.
yeah,
I had to take
okay,
gym, too.
but,
no.
I mean,
The only math I had to take in college, well, I take that back. Spoiler alert, I tested into basic level math. No one's surprised about that. So I was in basic level math in college, and I had to move my way up from like basic level to like college level math. And because I was a psychology major, so for psychology you have to take statistics. And like I didn't think statistics was going to be as understanding as it was, because it sounds
I liked statistics.
right.
It really wasn't complicated if they explained what you needed to do. Like, this is what we need to figure out.
Right. It sounds
it's not that
harder
hard. Yeah.
than what it really is.
It's just like a business class, actually. If you
Yeah,
understand. It was
it
more
really
like
is.
business. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it really
statistics
is.
was okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, I can get jigs with statistics. Like, this is cool. But after that, I was like, all right, no, I don't need anything else. I'm good. Like, took my statistics, got my B, and kept it moving. Like,
B
that's
for
it.
basic.
Yeah. Well, shit, I passed it. But, you know, everything else I killed. Psychology, rocked that shit. Sociology, rocked it. Like, but math, it has not and will not ever be my subject. But holla at me if you need a paper read. I got you. Like, you
Okay.
yeah, you gotta know your strengths, man. Because I used to operate in fear about like not knowing math. It's like, all right, well, I don't know math that well. I know how to count money.
Yeah,
and
so
I know
I know how to count my money.
yeah, I know what I need. I know the essentials of it. But if you ask me to do quadratic equations, I'm not fucking doing it. So like, but
Yeah.
like it doesn't apply to my life.
If it's just boring to you, it's just boring.
Yeah.
Like when I
No.
worked in finance and everybody was taking a series 7s and series 8s, and I was just like,
And what's that?
so you could be licensed to sell stocks and mutual funds and
You a whole mathematic genius out here.
no,
yo.
I didn't take the classes. Like, I went to a few classes and I literally was falling asleep. Everybody else in there doodling, asking questions. I was in there like,
3. 3.
carry the
8,
one. Whatever you do,
38.
carry the one. Always carry the one. It just was boring. Like, it was boring. I was like, you know what? I didn't want to do it. Like, if you you just gotta be honest with yourself sometimes. I was just like, this is not for me. This is, I'd rather stare directly in the sun. I'd rather watch snails cross a highway.
Yo.
So boring. So, I'll do it. And any other subject or topic I felt about, like, if I'm sitting in there and I'm like,
Not happening.
don't push it, and don't push your kids. Like if I hear another young lady tell me she wants to be a nurse and she can't even write a basic sentence, this is the face that I make now. I've been making this face, but now it's just like,
You ain't gonna be nobody.
you ain't gonna be nobody's nurse.
No.
You ain't gonna be nobody's nurse. Why do you want to be a nurse?
I
My
like helping
auntie-
people.
Because my auntie won and she make all this money. That's your auntie. Your auntie is probably an excellent nurse. You can't write a complete sentence.
No, not only that. It's like, okay.
And you're mean.
Are you comfortable with blood? And it's just like, oh, I don't like blood.
Can you clean somebody who has maggots in their wounds or they smell like poop? Oh, I'm not doing that.
So what kind of nurse you think you about to be? And I always ask that, like, what kind of nurse you think you about to be?
You telling me you gonna tell a patient, no, I'm not cleaning piss off of you?
Okay.
That's what you think you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not helping that homeless person. That's what you think it is? You get to pick and choose?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, oh, I want to work with babies.
Oh, you can hold a 1 pound baby in your hand? I mean, there's other nurses in there. What? That's not how that works.
No.
That's not how that works.
No.
That's not how that works. Can you deal with babies dying?
No.
What do you think? They're all going to survive? I hate to say it, but let's just be completely honest. There's a lot of death in hospitals. And the smell. The smell.
You get real serious.
I'll be all right. No, you won't. You won't. You know how many of my students who I have, like, ran into contact with on Instagram or something, and I'm like, oh, were you in nursing school? No, it was too much science.
What did you think it was going to be? Like, what did you think
It was too much science. It was really competitive.
What did you think?
It's
this was
nursing school.
What did you think? This was gonna
Like, do you think you was just going to walk in there, like,
Girl, like, yo. They think that. And it's like, well, I like helping people.
you could be a social worker. You can be a crossing guard.
You could just be a CNA. Just be a CNA. No shade to the CNAs of the world.
But you,
like,
you don't have to go
just-
into the health field at all to help people.
Just help the nurse. Help the nurse. And after you help the nurse, that will determine if that's the route you want to
can
take.
help domestic violence women. Like, you can get your, your alcohol certificate. What is that called?
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
A licensed drug and alcohol counselor.
Absolutely. And you help a lot of people. You don't have to get into that to be a productive citizen. And you ain't going to be nobody's nurse. You ain't going to be nobody's nurse.
No.
At all.
How often
Just like y'all ain't all going to make it to the NBA.
Yeah,
Or
like
football.
the mayor of Chicago said,
You-
your jump shot has always been weak. Stay your ass inside the house.
You need to have a plan B.
B, yeah,
You
no.
need to have a plan B.
And actually, that's something that is important to speak to your children about. So, like, for example, I had a student who, the football players, it's like all they want to do is play football.
That's it.
Like, football, eat, sleep, and breathe football.
Football.
It's just like, okay, cool,
Football.
great.
What do you do in the off season?
They don't train for
Hibernate.
football. They
Like,
don't train for football.
hibernate.
They don't do any, like, outside
Like, they're like
of
bears.
the summer
They
and
literally
football
just-
season. These kids, these individuals are not preparing for football in any capacity. So I talked to this one young man. I was like, well, what do you want to do? He's like, I want to play football. His GPA wasn't the greatest. And it's just like, okay, well, there are options available for you, but based on where your GPA is, you're most likely going to have to build your GPA up at a 2-year and then transfer to a 4-year. Okay, cool. So what have you given thought to what you want to study? I just want to play football. Okay, so let me introduce you to some other options that you can still have that drive for football. So you can be a newscaster for football. You can be a sports
therapy. Well, I mean, you
yeah,
never know. They could.
Yes,
They absolutely
and
could.
like everything. And I was like, there's so many things that encompass football outside of the actual game that you can take part of if that's what your whole life is. And it was just like, I never knew that. It's like, okay, so think about when you go to play football here, do you just walk on the field and just play? There's someone who has to organize. I said, you could be an athletic director if that's what you want to do. Oh, I didn't think about that.
But they don't think outside of their own. I'm the best player on the on this team.
And you
this
know what?
Team.
And
so you
fine.
say, you don't know what. I'm like, you don't even stop to think what these other young men in these other towns are doing. Not only are they playing football, they got their GPAs up. They're not only just they're playing something all year round. I had a student. He was like, "Oh, when that season's over, I'm doing such and such." He was keeping busy.
Yeah,
he was keeping busy, and he was keeping his GPA decent.
Yeah,
you're not even keeping it decent. Who are you competing with?
Nobody. So that is a conversation
that you gotta have.
That's essential to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a conversation that is essential to have with your kids or cousins or nephews, nieces, whomever.
And you're setting them up to fail because praise if they do get picked up. Praise if they do. God bless them if they do. But then they're in college and they don't know how to keep up with their classes.
So that's another teachable life skill. So like study habits, like I shared. I didn't have the study habits in high school or middle school going into high school. After, obviously, I picked it up and did well. But establishing those study habits, having a set place, if you're able to, and I say this often, I know everyone's household is not equipped to have a designated area to do assignments, so I'm very aware of that. But asking, hey, are you understanding of what's happening in your classes? Or looking at what their GPA is? Because a lot of the times the NCAA, their requirements are different from what your school's district requirements are. So going on the NCAA website and seeing what they're requiring of the student athletes, because the clearinghouse has a different set of standards that they are requiring for student athletes. So little Jada could have rocked out with a 1.1 in your district, but that's not going to fly if you want them to go into a D1. It's like, oh, everybody wants to go to D1. Come on, everybody's not going to make it to.
And I'm
D1
like, and
school.
did you look at the draft? Did you see the stats of the people who got picked up? Are you anywhere close to those stats? If not, then you should be working towards those goals. Are you anywhere close to the last draft pick? Look at what his stats was. Are you anywhere close to what he or she was? No. Then how do you plan to get there?
Right.
Because you got to at least do better than what he's doing.
Right. Everybody's not going to be LeBron.
No, everybody's not going to be a lot of things. I mean, but you can play college and get your schooling played for. But at the very least, you got to be competitive, and you still have to go to class.
The GPA is most important.
Yeah, you got to go to class.
That's where a lot of our students fall short, because they get picked up to play football for college,
or basketball, and they get there, or baseball,
and they lose their fucking minds once they get to school. Yep. And it's just like, okay, they don't have any structure, and it's to no fault of their own. They don't have the structure. They don't know how to study. They don't know what to do.
Right.
And they get there and they falter, and then they end up coming back home.
And they party every weekend.
Yep.
There is no significance in partying every weekend. There is nothing wrong with saying, I'm not doing that this weekend.
Well, it's the turn up. It's the turn up.
But you have to say, I can't. I can't do that this weekend. I don't care about your bank account. You just can't do that this weekend.
No. That
I saw
happen.
so many young men drop out because they just, like you said, it was just boom, boom, bang, 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 smoking, drinking, this.
Yeah.
It just was.
And the academics suffer. So okay, your grandma and everybody done saved up to get you all this nice shit for your dorm room, and then you come one semester and you out.
That's it.
That's it.
Knocking girls up. I hate that term, knocking up. Isn't that just horrible? Knocked up. But I'm like, gotta have. I mean, but that's what knocking girls up, and
Yeah.
you got kids, and I'm like, yeah, they lose their mind. I mean, girls do too. I'm saying act like the boys annoying, but girls do it too.
They do.
They
Well,
do it too.
ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to a close.
And hopefully, so is this election.
We will see you guys on the other side.
Yeah, hopefully we'll know who our
Right.
leader of the free world is.
Free world.
Leader
Free
of
world.
the
Free world.
leader of the
Free world. It's free world. But
we should know by next week. And
yeah.
so if you haven't bought any toilet tissue or toilet paper, paper towels, you should maybe want to stock up on that, and water.
It's about to go down, y'all. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.